Hello, I'm Micks Mowers and Merman, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a full service on this Hayter 48 Pro lawnmower. Just done a carburetor clean, which you can find in another video at the end of this one. I'll leave a link to it. And previous videos where I've taken the gearbox out and renewed the gearbox, and a previous video to that I've done how to diagnose if it's your gearbox or your roller. So lots of good information on these Hayter 48 Pros, which are the same as the 56s, other just a few little differences. But today I'm going to do a full service, which will include a oil change, a new spark plug. I should check the pull cord. I've already checked the fuel system anyway. The chains to be lubed up, all that sort of good stuff, and get this lawnmower up and ready for this coming season. So if this sounds like the sort of video for you, then hit the old subscribe button, whack the old bell, set notifications to all. That way you'll be notified next time I upload a video. So without further ado, let's get down dirty. Let's get this Hayter 48 Pro serviced. So it's a question of just working through stuff to get stuff replaced, renewed, and what have you. I want an 8mm on there, Mick, not a 10. We're going to remove the chain guard, and we're going to remove that off. Now this has just recently come off. It's all been copper slipped up inside where it needs to on the previous gearbox video I've done. But all I now want to do is just want to now spray up the chain. The chain looks to be good. It's not seized, it's not rusty, it's none of that. And it's an old debate of whether you oil, grease, or do whatever to a chain. That argument's been going on since the test of time. I use white lithium grease just to spray around the chain. Anything is better than nothing. This area receives next to no maintenance other than when the chain comes off with the roller. So just make sure that it's well cleaned, and make sure there's nothing inside here that's going to cause any problems for the dirt to cling to the brand new grease you just put on. So that's quite simple. You can then put your 8mm back on. As I say in the previous video, I've actually already copper slipped up all the stuff that needs to down in here. You can do the you can also do the roller pins as well. It's not part of the general, it's just a general maintenance service. But you can put new drive pins in there should you wish to do so, but it's not in for that. So that's the chain done. The underside here has already been taken off in the video, previous video, and all cleaned out inside here. There's 4 bolts to remove that go around this cowl, and that lifts up. You can then look at your belts, check condition, and also have a good clean up and get rid of all the grass inside there. So you need to do that, but that has been done in the previous video. Next thing to do will be the air filter. Air filter couldn't be simpler. Simply drop down the 2 tabs. Mine's only got 1, so it does actually require a new air filter box, but it's functionable, it's working. Remove the old air filter. This is not bad, it's okay, but she uses her mower quite a bit, so a brand new air filter there. Going to go straight into position. No pre-filter. Again, tapping the clean of anything inside the air box to make sure there's nothing that's going to inherit any problems there, and just close that down, and that's that done. I still need to hook up the fuel intake pipe, which I did in the previous video, but forgot to put my fuel pipe back on, so I'm going to take this air box back off, get that back on before we change the spark plug. Okay, so around the front of the machine is your HT lead. Just remove that, take that off, and then inside here you'll find you'll have a spark plug. Grab your spark plug socket, and we'll take the spark plug out. Now these Hondas, they can be a bit of a spark plug eater. They like to go through these, especially if you're doing lots of hours. It's been running really well, to be fair. Now in here will be a 5ES, and by the power of Grayskull in my pocket, I have a 5ES spark plug, so like for like. Brand spanking new. You can get a little tiny bit of copper slip if you wish to do so, and literally just to put on the threads of the spark plug, not on the ends. Putting it on the ends is just going to cause yourself problems, so just a tiny bit of a copper slip, and literally just run it onto the threads. Don't put it on the end. It just helps, because it's aluminium, it just helps those surfaces not stick. Okay, nice and gently when you put it back in. Just run it in with your hand to begin with. Now there's no fuel in this machine, so it can't start. There's no fuel in the carburetor, so it definitely can't start. And then grab your spark plug socket, start to bed it down. There's a little tiny washer on the end of the spark plug, okay? And that needs to be compressed against the engine, but it don't need to hang on it. You don't need to do it up with all your might, but it needs to be in there. Now this machine can't start, but I'm going to leave the HT lead off anyway. Now the HT lead is off and the spark plug's been changed. Old spark plug goes straight in the old bin, so does the old air filter. And then quick little tidy up, I'll come back to you. Right, so with the new spark plug now in place, I've just checked the pull cord for conditioning. The pull cord looks absolutely fine, no issues with that at all. Two more things to do will be the oil needs to come out to be replaced, and also the blade sharpened and balanced, or if not replaced if need be. And then a general condition check of all the cables, make sure they're not kinked, got any breaks in them, which they all appear to be fine. A spray up inside the throttle control, make sure that's nice and lubed up. And just a general look over and a clean underneath the cowling. That's quite vitally important. However, in the last video that I've just done with regards to replacing the gearbox, I did remove all the dirt and grime inside the lawnmower and under the cowling anyway. So you want to get under the cowling by removing the blade and the friction disc. Remove the 5 bolts that hold the donut housing on the centre. Remove all of that and get any debris out of there. But at the moment, that's all been cleaned out. The BBC all works fine, no issues with that. All the cables are good anyway, because I've been running the mower whilst I've been doing the gearbox change, so that's all good. So next thing to do will be the oil change, and it can simply be done either with a vacuum pump, if you have one. If you don't have one, just simply remove the dipstick, find a rag, and just check condition of oil. The oil looks fantastic. And then we're going to quick dip and test, and that's telling me it's slightly overfilled, just a tad, not a lot, just ever so slightly. Now if you screw this all the way in, you'll actually get a false reading. Okay, take it all the way out and that will tell you it's way overfilled right up to here. And as you can see on this dipstick, there's actually a minimum and a maximum level on here, right at the top here. I'm trying to get this to focus for you. There you go, you can see the minimum and maximum level just there. There it is, just there, the minimum and the maximum. So just a dip and test, dip it in, test it, and it is just ever so slightly overfilled, not a lot, but that won't hurt it. So now we're ready to take it all out. Get yourself a little Chinese tub, takeaway tub. So you will have to have a Chinese the night before you do this. So you have to tell your wife that you need to have a chicken chow mein with egg fried rice and what have you to do this service. So get yourself a Chinese tub, put it to one side, and then grab hold of your lawnmower. Now bear in mind there's no fuel in here anyway. We're tipping it over, and we're tipping it over so that the carburetor is highest, at the highest point when it goes over. You don't want to be tipping these over with a carburetor on the lowest point if you've got fuel in the system. Okay, this is much easier out on the lawn, but I don't want to get on my grass or mucking. It's absolutely lashing down with rain. So I'm now going to just put my gimbal down and touching to see what's going on. There we go. I'm going to tip the lawnmower over nice and gently. I'm taking care not to smash all my lights as it goes over, because they are quite a heavy machine. Tip it over to a point of no return. Nice and gently move it down. Just maneuver it. Move your tray out slightly as you come across. Make sure I'm not hitting nothing. All the way over. And let that drain. If you're just going to overflow, you can get yourself another one, which is why you got to have rice with the Chinese. But a Chinese tub should generally hold the entire contents. So right onto its side, and it will rest in that position, just like so. And you want to leave that for around about 5 minutes. So let it drain all the way out, and I'll come back to you. Right, so it's been about 5 minutes now. All the oil has now been removed from the lawnmower. It's just the odd drip. Pro tip number 1: now remove the oil out of the way. Okay, get it gone. Nice safe area. Okay, because the biggest problem I've come across is when you go tip it back up, you then stand on the pot and you then flick grease right up your legs. So move it all out the way. Now it's done, we can now tip the lawnmower back up onto its wheels and roller. nice and gently. There it is. And now we're ready to reinstall the new oil back in. Now, if you're not sure how much oil it takes, you can look it up in the user manual. It may tell you in there. One of the best things to do is, because we checked it beforehand, we know how much oil was in there. You can then pour that oil into your wife's best cooking jug from the kitchen, pour it into there, measure it, and then wash it out, clean it out, and then put fresh oil in to the jug again and tip it in. It couldn't be easier than that. I generally just eyeball it. I know roughly what about 450, 500 is, and we're going to pour brand new oil in. Take your time with it, and same as a car, don't put too much in because you've got to suck it back out again. So that would be around about the mark I want to be, give or take. I'm just going to let that settle for around about 2 minutes, clear up any oil you may have spilt. So I have spilt some oil. Let that run down, and then what you can do is get your dipstick before you check your oil, and just get a rag, put the rag over the dipstick, and then just bung that down the hole, and that just gets rid of any excess oil just knocking about, which may give you a bit of a false reading. Okay, you're not going all the way down there, of course. You're only going down about 3/4 down the hole. Once that's settled for 2 or 3 minutes, which mine hasn't, give your dipstick a nice good clean, and then you can then take your reading, dip and test, and mine is about 3/4, so mine was just a bit more. So I've been doing this long enough to sort of understand how much roughly it needs. About 3/4, so I don't go too much more. Come on, baby. And we're going to try that, and again we're going to let that settle for 2 or 3 minutes, and just keep repeating that process until your oil is up to the maximum line on your dipstick. Okay, don't forget the maximum line is not this bit up here, it's down here. You can see the minimum and maximum line just there. Okay, so get that topped up, and then we'll go from there. So just for quick reference, I just googled it and used AI intelligence. Hayter 48 Pro 479B 2021 model Honda engine, how much oil? And it says 0.4 of a litre to use SAE 30 4-cycle engine oil. There it is there in black and white. Not that you can see it. There you go. So that's all generally I do. And I said about 400ml, which is roughly what them containers are. And that's been sat there for around about 2 or 3 minutes now. Give it a quick little wipe off. I've already done the trick with the rag to make sure it's all clean underneath down in there. Quick little dip test, and my oil level is it's just over the mark, but no more or no less than what was in there beforehand, but it's had a nice clean oil change all the same. So all is now done. So now it's all left to do is to tip the lawnmower onto its back now, which won't be a problem for the oil. You can do the blade before you do the oil if you wish to do so, and maybe I should have done that. But now what I've got to do is tip the lawnmower onto its arse and just check the blade for condition, and if the blade does need sharpening, I shall sharpen it, and if it needs replacing, I shall replace it. So with the lawnmower now up on its bum, there'll be a bit of cleaning here to do just around and about the cowling section, but the inside of the cowling has already been done. So the next thing to do would be to remove the lawnmower blade itself. Let me just grab a battery. I've had my batteries on charge this morning. We're going to remove the blade, which has already had copper slip put onto the blade bolt when I did the gearbox, so that's all good. Remove the bolt, put it to one side. Check condition, and the blade, yeah, it's got a few dinks in it, but there's nothing I can't iron out, and the blade is still nice and straight. There's plenty of meat on the bone, so to speak. So I'm going to get my cordless grinder, go outside, I'm putting sparks into here, and with a flappy disc, I'm just going to re-profile this blade, get it nice and sharp, not sharp, but a nice edge on it, how it should be, and that can go back on. And then a quick little tidy up with a scraper inside here, just to make sure that it's nice and clean, and so when the lawnmower does run and the blade turns, the uplift on here gets the maximum amount of lift to put the grass into the back of the box. I'll get that done, I'll come back and show you. Okay, also with a little bit of spray grease, I just managed to get the my spray can into here on both sides of the roller. Let me show you down here. Down would be good, Mick. Down into here. You get right into here and just spray some spray grease into where the roller goes. You can also put a little bit of spray grease right in the centre if you wish to do so, and also I've done the front wheels as well, so they all now spin beautifully as well. That's that bit done. Let me get back and get this blade sorted out, and I'll come back without getting too wet outside because it's lashing down the rain. Right, so the lawnmower has now had a good sharpen and balance on the blade. I had to take off more off of this side of the blade because there's a few dinks in it which I had to iron out. So once I got those ironed out, I've then sharpened both sides of the blade where it needs to be sharpened. Put it onto my blade balancing tool, which is just located just there, somewhere there. And it was out of balance because I've taken so much material off of this side. I then have to go back and do the good side and take more material off of that side to make sure it's balanced. It's not essential, but it does help towards even mowing and lack of vibration. But that's now been done up, and copper slips now been put back onto that nut, onto that bolt again as I reinserted it back on. You've got to do it up nice and tight, but not shockingly tight. And then a good clean up inside the cowling area. I removed lots of debris from inside there, so that's now all done. And a general tidy up and a good clean up is all it needed now. This now can be tipped back down onto its wheels and roller. I'm going to put the HT lead back on. I've got to fill it up with petrol, but all is fine. But I'm going to leave this machine now for about 15 minutes or so. Have a nice cup of coffee, chill out, put my tools away, and then let it all go back to where it should do. Because I have tipped the lawnmower up onto its bum. Not as bad had I tipped it up back onto its side again. But if you tip it up onto its side, especially carburetor up, you want the carburetor upmost. When you put it down, you leave it about 10-15 minutes as well. Okay, don't just fire the machine straight up because all the oil is not where it should be. But because it's been tipped onto its backside, same sort of thing. Just put it onto its wheels and roller and leave it for 10-15 minutes. Okay, and just let it do its thing. Let all the oil go back to where it needs to. Then fill it up with fresh fuel and you should be golden. So just a few more visual checks to do, which are just here and there, little tiny bits and pieces. I have also greased up the throttle control arm as well at the top end. That's all now done, but this machine is now serviced and good to go. So if you like this sort of video, Micks Mowers and Mower Man, where I show you how I service a Hayter 48 Pro for general maintenance service, then hit the old subscribe button, whack the old bell, set notifications to all. That way you'll be notified next time I upload another video, and I look forward to you guys next time, Micks Mowers, very, very soon. But until then, don't forget, much more importantly, take care easy.